Alright, road ahead, April 2021. I don't know why they call it April, it's more like May. Anyhow, there is a lot going on. This is a beefy road ahead. I'm going to be jumping around a little bit too, because some of this stuff is so critical that it deserves its own video, not to be buried into this. So anyways, when we get to it, I'll let you know. So, getting started. Hello there, Hollow Table Heroes. I hope you're doing well since our last chat and enjoyed the Bad Batch puzzles that kicked off in April. The Bad Batch puzzles. Is that the nonsense that I made a video of that I didn't understand, and my thumbnail has the girl who's confused with all the math stuff floating around her head? We are currently getting ready for our annual May the 4th celebration with a whole host of upcoming changes. We've got a number of important announcements to tell you about in this road ahead, so let's dive right in. First off, the Bad Batch. April has been an exciting month for the Clone Wars fans. We have released 3 clone troopers from the upcoming show, which also begins the process of building our new Bad Batch faction. These new units have some of our favorite animations and character designs, and I think you can tell that the team is committed to making these units extra special. Actually, I will agree with them. Usually they say some nonsense like that and you're like, shut up, but this one, they kind of did make these guys a little cooler. We've got another reveal next week that coincides with the release of the new series on Disney+, so stay tuned to the forums for the 4th member of the Bad Batch. Oh, they're releasing a 4th member, alright. Continuing with our Clone Wars era content, our 4th Conquest will feature a new reward unit, Commander Ahsoka Tano. Great, someone else I won't be able to get, just like the ship. Whoa, they kind of made her look like Ahsoka in, what's her name, Rosario Dawson? The Mandalorian version of her. She doesn't look like the animated Ahsoka. Power 301, she's ripped. Much like our Bad Batch units, Commander Ahsoka Tano is inspired by key moments from Season 7 of the Clone Wars. She is designed to be stronger than a marquee character, but not quite at the scale of an epic confrontation unit. Okay, so let's see. Marquee characters generally kind of suck. They're just a character they throw out just to add characters for fanfare. Epic confrontation is like a CLS. Someone that's pretty good. So she's somewhere in the middle, so what would that be like? Who's this comparable to? I don't know. I can't think of anybody offhand that's better than Marquis, but not quite on the scale of epic confrontation. Anyhow, we are also increasing the number of shards you will be able to earn throughout an event. You will be able to unlock Commander Ahsoka at 7 stars after 3 hard conquests if you are earning the maximum reward crate and purchase her shards from merchants. Okay, well, I can't do hard conquests, so here's a huge middle finger to you. The 4th Conquest event will also mark some refinements to the Conquest unit cadence and how we plan to address these units in-game. When we release a new unit to Conquest, we'll be doing we will do the following with previous Conquest as exclusive units. The older unit will remain in the end of event rewards, but we'll see the amount awarded in prize boxes reduced. The amount of Conquest currency needed to purchase shards will be slightly reduced. Its unit shards will appear more frequently at normal and or hard node merchants. Wandering Scavenger. 2. Several months later, a 3rd new unit will be introduced in Conquest, and that first unit, Razor Crest in this case, will A. Leave end of event prizing, B. Stay on node merchants, the Wandering Scavenger, and C. Get added to Conquest shipments for Crystal and Conquest currency. Then 3. The last step for these units occurs approximately a year after their initial release. The unit will become more widely available and be moved to somewhere more accessible. The final details are undecided at this time, but we are looking at adding to a Journey Guide style event or a Galactic Challenge. Screw Galactic Challenge. We'll have more info on this in the future. You still have plenty of time to finish unlocking the Razor Crest, but the focus on different units will shift as new Conquest units are released. Conquest Catch-Up. This is also a good time to catch up a bit on the structure of Conquest. At a high level, Conquest had a very successful launch with the exhibition events, and most bugs or issues that were found were fairly minor. There's still a lot we want to do in terms of polishing and expanding the experience, but we were able to gather a ton of data from the hard and normal runs. We are in the midst of reviewing this data along with your feedback and are still working out the roadmap, but there are a few things we can share now. For one, our next Conquest, Conquest number 4, has some larger balance changes planned for it, but we want to make sure these changes maintain a similar level of balance as when it launched. We're planning on changing the sector bosses and swapping out some of the data disks. Deployable cooldown systems, Dread and Quickening, will be replaced with Entrenched, Convor's Agility, and Future Vision. The cadence for this and the next few Conquest events have been switched to once per month. This may change in the future as we monitor how this impacts players' time in the game, but this will give us time between events to review data from the previous event and adjust accordingly. We are looking at the next 5th Conquest event as our first chance to significantly refresh the experience with different matchups, feats, and potentially new modifiers. We haven't finalized the details at the moment, but the intention is to expand the theory crafting space with a blend of old and new challenges. As you see here, there's a preview for the next Galactic Legend. That's something that's going to be in its own video. It's kind of a big deal, so it deserves its own video. So yeah, stay tuned for that one, or just check out the channel to find it if you want information, because we are skipping that now. Whoops. Alright, May the 4th celebration. Speaking of double drops, we have some exciting plans for May 4th, besides the 4th Bad Batch announcement. In celebration of May the 4th, we are rewarding double drops on light side battles, dark side battles, mod battles, cantina battles, and fleet battles on May 4th and 5th. This is a great opportunity to start prepping for Galactic Legend Kenobi, or finish your progress on a previous Galactic Legend. Well, that kind of just gave away who the new Galactic Legend is. That's okay, you'll still see the whole video where it has more depth than just his name. There will also be special packs and bundles, and it wouldn't be a celebration without 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards. Always a joke. And an inbox full of goodies, an awesome Bad Batch portrait, and title, Bad Batch. Oh, are they going to tell us what they're giving us right here? So there's the portrait. Ooh, 4 guys. Hey, they show them all? So you got Wrecker there, you got Hunter, Tech, and then the new guy. You got a Bad Batch portrait, an MK1 bonding pin, 50 of them. MK1 fusion disc, 50 of them. I don't know what that stuff is. You know, that gear right there, capacitor, amplifier, fusion, coil, pulse modulator, blah, blah, blah. You got 500,000 credits, shipbuilding materials, 500,000, fragmented discs, blah, 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 Brosnium. Ooh, that's the stuff for year 13, though. Bronzium wiring, chromium transistor, rhodium heatsink, electrium conductor, Zinbittle card, General Kenobi shards, General Grievous shards, negotiator blueprints. Man, most of this is crap. I don't need Kenobi, I don't need Grievous, I don't need Negotiator, I don't need Treya. Actually, all those characters I just said, I have Relic even. Razor Crest blueprints, I do need that, but 5 isn't going to do anything. And Zeta materials 5, okay, you can always use that. That's a quarter of the way to a Zeta, so that's kind of handy. And then Clone Wars Chewie, like always, times 3. I get it, it's a joke, because that's what they did in the beginning, but come on, nobody needs Clone Wars Chewie. Give us something cooler. That just goes straight into the shard shop. It's so stupid. Upcoming title updates. Fun, let's talk about the title updates. These updates usually introduce a new feature or major changes to the game, but we are shifting to more frequent title updates this year. These will be smaller in scope, but the increased regularity enables us to perform fixes to Conquest quicker, along with many other important improvements. Okay, they're talking about title updates, but what does that actually mean? Are they talking about, like, the picture that we see on, like, the thumbnail, if you will, the app, or what is this? I don't know. Maybe you'll read more and it'll tell me. Earlier this month, you saw one of these title updates in action with the improved guild search tools and menus. Is that what that means? The previous schedule for large titled updates would have made it troublesome to schedule the guild search changes when there are so many other things we want to get to. But this increased frequency means we can address some of these quality of life issues on a more regular basis. Our next title update is coming in early May and is targeted at the early game experience, though players at every level will likely notice some changes. We have wanted to address the early game experience for a while, and we'll start with updating which characters all players receive as part of the early onboarding. Wait, what? While the initial characters in the game made sense for where we were 5 years ago, we're excited to change these up for characters that should be immediately recognizable for anybody with the basic knowledge of Star Wars, as well as setting up new players for better success in the early game. There'll be a list of these changes in future update notes, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, because right now, the beginning characters are Clone Sergeant, Jedi Consular, Chewie, Ewok Scout, who else did you get? Luke, Farm Boy Luke. And there one other random early game character. So I guess they're saying they'll switch that up. That's kind of cool, I guess. Even with all these improvements in the works, we are still working on larger features and bigger releases. These smaller title updates will target specific areas of Galaxy of Heroes that need improvement and continue to grow this game for years to come. As you can see, there's a shipload of changes coming to the game, and I hope you are as excited as we are for the next few months in Galaxy of Heroes. Thank you all for reading, or in this case, listening to me, and see you on the holotables. Alright. Right, so yeah, I guess that's it. I think I wanted to put this crap into its own video, but what are you gonna do? This is kind of boring anyways if it was its own video. Anyhow, so yeah, I'm gonna go on now and make that Galactic Legend video, and until then, I said see ya.